I want to quickly talk to you about the top 10 emergency loans without income proof. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to share with you the top 10 emergency loans without income proof. Number 10, we have up loans. Our score is 7 over 10. So with this lender, a soft pull is possible, and your last 3 annual tax returns and last 3 bank statements, monthly bank statements, can be a substitute for evidence of cash flow and net worth, depending on the state you're applying from. So regulations vary by state. So if you want to apply with up loans and you have no income proof, no problem, but you got to provide your last 3 tax returns and last 3 bank statements, okay? Here we have personal loans that go from $500 to $4,000, okay? You have fast funding. If approved, you can receive money in your account as soon as the next business day. And this lender is also mobile friendly, so you can apply through their easy online application process. So this is really good. Money. What I love with up loans is that they actually give you loans that are easy to get. Okay, you just got to be 18 years or older. You need to have a bank account. This is really important. You need to have a checking or savings account. You need to live in the states where they operate. You need to have a regular source of income of net worth. You can prove that you have net worth. You can have disposable assets, all that kind of stuff, and you can use the money for anything. Number 9, folks, we have here bad credit loans. Our score 7 over 10. A soft pull is possible depending on the state where you are applying from. Funding is possible within 4 hours, and the last 2 tax returns and your last 6 bank statements can be a substitute for evidence of cash flow and net worth, depending on the state you're applying from. Regulations vary by state. So when we think about this bad credit loans, we're looking at $500 to $10,000. Okay, so this is the range of loan amounts. And one thing we love is that they will fund you as soon as possible. And you have interest rates that go from 5.99% to 35.99%, and loan terms of 90 days to 72 months. This is really good. You got to be at least 18 years of age, a U.S. citizen or resident. You got to be fully employed, self-employed, part-time, full-time, it doesn't matter, as long as you have a source of income, no problem. Okay, big decision time. Do you currently have the source of income that I just talked about? In other words, do you have your last 2 tax returns and last 6 bank statements? Because they're not asking you to provide source of income, your traditional source of income, but they want you to provide bank statements and tax returns. Okay, think about that. Number 8, folks, we have personal loans. Our score is 7.5 over 10. So when you think about the top 10 emergency loans without income proof, you have this personal loans. And a soft pull is possible depending on the state you're applying from. Funding within 12 hours possible. 12 hours, okay? And they need your last 3 tax returns and your last 5 bank statements that can be a substitute for evidence of cash flow and net worth, depending on the state you're applying from. Remember, regulations vary by state, okay? So when you think about personal loans, you can get personal loans up to $35,000, okay? This is really good, and you can take care of any kind of emergency that you have, okay? And we love the fact that this is really good because they actually help you get the loan that you need. Remember, this is a platform that connects with lenders. They are not a direct lender. They are actually just connecting you with different lenders, okay? So after receiving your information, loan providers that are willing to work with you will send you offers. You can then enter a loan agreement with the lender with the best offer, okay? Again, the loan amounts here go from $1,000 all the way to $35,000, and you can use the cash for anything you want, okay? Not a problem. Number 7 here, we have Credit Ninja. Our score 8 over 10. A soft pull is not possible, and they want you to have your last 2 tax returns and last 3 bank statements that can be a substitute for evidence of cash flow and net worth, depending on the state you're applying from. Okay, regulations vary by state. And when we talk about tax returns, this is your last 2 annual tax returns and your last 3 monthly bank statements. This is very important, okay? And they actually offer unsecured loans up to $5,000, and you can get funded within 4 hours. Okay, if you have all the paperwork, 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours. Okay, you can apply, and so you need to create a Credit Ninja account to apply. And if you don't have a checking account, you cannot apply. You need a banking account. You need to have a bank account to apply for this loan. Okay, this is important. Big decision time. Big decision time. Do you have a bank account right now? Do you have a bank account right now? Because the money will be directly deposited into your checking accounts. This is why it's important, okay? And they want you also to make sure that you actually have you are at least 18 years of age, okay? You don't have to prove income, but you need to prove net worth and cash flow. This is really important. Credit Ninja, our score 8/10. Number 7, folks, we have number 6 rather. What am I saying? Number 6. We have One Main Financial. Our score 8.5/10. With One Main Financial, a soft pull is possible, and they want your last 3 tax returns and your last 6 bank statements. They can be a substitute for evidence of cash flow and net worth, depending on the state you're applying from. Regulations again vary by states. Okay, so One Main Financial offers personal and auto loans from $1,500 to $20,000. Okay, so they've been around for many decades now. This is a solid business, and they have actually more than 1,500 locations. Okay, and the cool thing here is that you only need to apply. So you only need to apply online. Actually, the funds can be deposited into your account within 12 hours. Okay, you apply online. So once they have some financial, employment, and personal info, they'll get a quick response on your loan request. You need to connect with the loan specialist. So upon approval, you will discuss your options with that person and verify things like identity, income, net worth, expenses, and any needed collateral on the phone, online, or at the branch. And you just sign and get your money. This is really easy. Okay, so number 5, we have Lending Club. Our score 9/10. So a soft pull is possible, and income tax returns can be a substitute for income proof, depending on the state you're applying from, and regulations vary by state. And here they're just asking you for 2 or 3 tax returns. Okay, with Lending Club, you have personal loans up to $40,000. Okay, you can do a lot of stuff with those loans, and the funding, it can be made within 6 hours. They can fund you within 6 hours. And how does Lending Club work? You can apply in minutes. You get customized loan options based on what you tell them. You choose a loan offer. You select the term, the rate, the payment options you like best, and you get funded. So once your loan is funded, they will send you the money. They will send you the money straight to your bank account or pay your creditors directly. So this is really good. So Lending Club is a great player, and we love the fact that they are basically there when it comes to, and they will work with you. They will assign a loan rep to you who will talk to you, who will explain who will kind of hear your story, all that kind of stuff, and that's good. And what we love is that lately, Lending Club has also started doing banking. Okay, so they really want you to have a bank account with them. So if you have a bank account with them, you are basically building your relationship with this institution, and this could help when it comes to lending, when it comes to borrowing from them, okay? Because you have already established a relationship with them. Number 4, folks, we have Upgrade. Our score 9/10. When we talk about emergency loans without income proof, Upgrade is a serious player. So with this player, a soft pull is possible, okay? And a bank account connection can be a substitute for evidence of cash flow and net worth, depending on the state you're applying from. So they want you to connect, and regulations, of course, vary by states. They want you to connect your bank account to their system so they can monitor your cash flows and net worth. That's if you don't want to provide proof of income, okay? So with Upgrade, you have personal loans up to $50,000, and you have low fixed rates, affordable monthly payments, and no prepayment penalties. Okay, that's really good. And what we love is that you have several ways to use the money. And the funds, they can fund you within 6 to 12 hours. Okay, and you can refinance credit cards. You can have debt consolidation. You can make a big purchase, home improvements. It's totally up to you. And the process is very easy, very quick. You check your rates, so you apply online in minutes and see what kind of amounts you qualify for. There is no impact. You choose your loan and you have 1-day funding. If you provide the info really fast, they can fund you again within 6 to 12 hours. This is really as fast as it gets. Number 3, folks, we have Avant. Our score 9.5 over 10. So when you think about Avant, I want you to think about a soft pull possible, funding within 4 hours possible, okay? Income tax returns and a connection to a bank account can be a substitute for income proof and net worth, depending on the state you are applying from, okay? Regulations vary by states. Money, money, money. Talk to me about money. So the thing is, you want a loan from Avant, okay? This is really good, okay? And Avant is really good because they provide personal loans of up to $35,000. They can fund you within 4 hours. The minimum loan amount, $2,000, maximum loan amount, $35,000, and you can repay within 24 to 60 months. So you're looking at 2 to 5 years. This is what it is, okay? And the cool thing here is that if you want a fast loan with same-day funding, you need to provide the paperwork. You need to have the paperwork, and in terms of eligibility, they basically are asking you to have a minimum credit score of 550 to 600. Okay, they want you to have a 30% debt to income ratio, 30 to 40%. Okay, and you will need to provide also your ID, your ID information, your tax returns in some cases, and you can use the money for anything. You can use the money for debt consolidation. You can use the money for emergency loans. You can do medical expenses, auto repairs, relocations, home improvements, and other expenses. It's totally up to you. This is your call here. And the bottom line is that Avant is constantly innovating. They're constantly I would say changing and improving their platforms. So this is a great lender. 9.5 over 10. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We're also having a conversation about the top 10 emergency loans without income proof. Number 2, we have Best Egg. Our score 9.5 over 10. With Best Egg, a soft pull is possible, and income tax returns and a connection to a bank account can be a substitute for income proof and net worth, depending on the state you are applying from. And of course, regulations vary by state. So when you think about Best Egg, I want you to think about hassle-free personal loans. So you have low fixed APRs, personal loans up to $50,000. You can check your rate in minutes. So they have the possibility of a soft pull. This is really great, okay? And they can fund you within 12 hours. If you have all the paperwork, you have all the information that they require you to have, you can be funded within 12 hours, okay? And you can actually manage your debt by simplifying your bills. You can do, you can actually put your credit card debt behind you. You can consolidate your loans. You can actually use the loan for anything else. You can make a big purchase, not a problem. So once you actually you check your rate. So through a soft pull, you can determine how much you need to get things done. You can request a loan from $2,000 to $50,000 to handle household remodeling, car repairs, medical expenses, vacations, the whole 9 years, okay? And this is kind of cool. The APR is also decent. You have 5.99% to 35.99% with 3 or 5 year terms. Fantastic. Number 1, the best of the best in our view when it comes to the top 10 emergency loans without income proof. You are talking about Upstart. Yes, sir. Upstart. Our score 10 over 10. This is a great lender, and a soft pull is possible. Income tax returns, at least 2 or 3 income tax returns, and a connection to your bank account can be a substitute for income proof and net worth, depending on the state you are applying from. Regulations, of course, vary by state. So when you think about Upstart, you are thinking about a personal loan from $1,000 to $50,000, and they can fund you, guess what? Within 6 hours. If you have all the paperwork, you have all the information ready, they can fund you within 6 hours. They're really that fast. This is really good. And you're looking at the personal loan rates that range from 3% to 36%. Okay, that's the delta here, 3% to 36%. And the cool thing here is that you can basically get funded real fast. We love that. And in terms of FICO, if you have a FICO score of 550 to 600, they will also work with you. What we love with this player is that they're constantly changing the way they approve applicants, and they're very flexible. But loan amounts, 1,000 to 50,000, fantastic. Before closing today's conversation, let me just have a quick overview. Let me give you a quick overview about things you need to think about when looking for an emergency. I would say a loans for emergencies. Okay, it's important to understand that you basically, when we talk about emergency loans, what are those? So if you urgently need cash to resolve a pressing issue, you can consider getting an emergency loan, right? Those are loans that you can quickly get to pay for unexpected expenses or other urgent matters. This is what it is, okay? And so how do you choose an emergency loan lender? You got to think about their eligibility requirements. Pay attention to their loan amounts. So you have a minimum loan amounts and maximum loan amounts. You have to think about the cost, the payment terms, right? How many years are you looking for? 3, 5, 7 years, 4 years, whatever it is. Think about the speed of funds, the speed of funding, how quickly they can fund you, right? If you need an emergency loan, the sooner you can receive the loan proceeds, the better. So as such, you should only work with an emergency lender that can deposit the loan proceeds in your bank account within 1 business day. So if you want a faster loan, you want to go for a lender that offers same-day emergency loans. And you also want to think about their online services, okay? Is the lender very prominent online? Because the best lenders offer 24/7 services via websites and mobile apps. So the online platform should also be secure enough to prevent your private information from falling into the wrong hands. Okay, and if you want to get an emergency loan with bad credit, you could do so, not a problem. If you have a FICO score that is between 300 to 600, 300 and 600, you can still get an emergency loan. Now the cost might be a little higher. You might have to pay a higher APR, but it is definitely possible. Okay, money. So you basically need an emergency loan right now, and you are basically looking for the best lender. Now the question is that what do you need the money for? Talk to me about that. Is it a medical bill? Is it a funeral expense? Is it a vacation? Are you trying to take care of utility bills? Have you fallen behind on rent? What is your emergency? Are you planning, are you planning home renovation? Or, what is it? What is it? You really better have a clear idea, because the thing here is that the lender is going to ask you, what do you need the money for? Okay, so you better have a way to back up your request. This is really important, because not every emergency, I'm sorry to say that, is an emergency. And there are several types of emergency loans. Okay, so you want to be very careful about what you actually apply for, and you want to be very careful about which lender you ultimately choose. Okay, so when we talk about emergency loans, we are talking about payday loans. We have home equity loans. We have personal loans. We have credit card cash advances. And we have auto title loans, among others. Okay, in today's conversation, I've been talking to you about the personal loans, but remember, they also have payday loans. You have home equity loans. We actually have a show. We actually committed an entire show or 2 or 3 shows to the subject of payday loans. So if you're interested in this conversation, you can go and check our catalog of videos about the subject. Okay, now big decision time. Let me ask you a question. How do you actually go about getting an emergency loan? So you're probably sitting there, you're just wondering how to get an emergency loan. Well, you have three sources. You have online lenders, you have banks, you have credit unions, and we also would like to add a fourth lender category. You have alternative lenders. So for us, an online lender is like Upstart, Best Egg, Avant, Upgrade, Lending Club, One Man Financial. But when you talk about an alternative lender, then you're talking about Credit Ninja, personal loans, bad credit loans. Okay. Obviously, you also have your bank. If you have a strong relationship with your bank or credit union, you might get an emergency loan. But those things don't happen if you do not have the relationship. You need to have the relationship. Okay. And if you, the whole thing here is that to actually be in a better situation, so you don't have to look for an emergency loan, try to build an emergency fund. Okay, you want to understand your expenses. You want to open an online or high yield savings account. You want to make regular contributions to your emergency fund. Automate your savings, for example. Okay, and always replenish what you spend. Those are important elements if you want to actually avoid being in a situation where you need an emergency loan, right? And so, how fast can you get an emergency loan? Within 4 hours. Okay, and the minimum credit score to get a personal loan, it really depends on the institution, but they go from 500 to 600. Okay, and you can get a loan without a credit check. Yes, we have soft pull options on this show. Okay, and it's important to understand that you can get a secure loan or unsecured loan for emergencies. If you have assets, you want to pledge the assets for to get an emergency loan, you can do that also. This is totally possible. All right. Okay, before I close to this conversation, check out this loan evaluation approach video. We do have a strong method on this show when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing personal loans. Check this out. Okay, folks, here are the top 10 emergency loans without income proof. Number 1, Upstarts, 10 over 10. Number 2, Best Egg, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, Evans, 9.5 over 10. Number 4, we have Upgrade, 9 over 10. Number 5, we have Lending Club, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have One Main Financial, 8.5 over 10. Number 7, we have Credit Ninja, 8 over 10. Number 8, we have Personal Loans, 7.5 over 10. Number 9, we have Bad Credit Loans, 7 over 10. Number 10, last but not the least, we have Up Loans, 7 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.